Beautiful people, what it do? Another WTF Wednesday. How y'all doing today? Show us
What's
some love in the
going on?
comments. What's up? What's up?
Mm,
It is yours truly, Coach Big E, the head
you know
maestro
it.
of the WTF Academy, and myself, the
Yeah.
Robin to his Batman, Coach Dmitri. Yeah, man.
Hey
Yeah, bro.
man, look, you more than a Robin.
Hey,
It's
man.
Superman and Batman. We like the Hulk and Thanos.
That's it. That's it, bro. Hey, man. Listen, bro. It's I definitely must say, man, this year has been a challenge in many sorts. I felt like giving up so many times, as many people watching this live and replay probably felt the same way. But one thing I can say, man, is it makes the challenges a lot easier when you have someone of a like mind, such as yourself, to bounce off of ideas and to come to. I'm not sure many times we've talked, but I'm not sure if you've noticed, man. It was kind of like a therapy session for me, bro. Whether you realized it or not, man, I'm just hearing your wisdom and being able to glean from you, bro. It's just an honor and a blessing to have you in my corner, because not many people have a person who is like-minded that really is for them and doesn't really want anything in return, but just
Man.
that genuine friendship, man. So I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Hey, that's true. Especially for 2023, we definitely have ran across some people that had hidden agendas, and
Yeah.
but the good thing about it is that we believe that everyone is, are good people, but even good people do bad things, and I don't think anyone intentionally does things bad or things to harm other people. But it does feel good, man, to have a unit, because as the scriptures say, when two or more
I
agree,
was thinking of that. Yeah.
that's all it takes is two. People think it's a strength in numbers. It can be, but there can also be a lot of weaknesses in numbers. So it works both ways. But
Mhm.
when you have a core that's gonna, like, bro, you got passwords to everything I got, basically. Like, you done seen it all, and we done did it all, man. So
Yeah,
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate everybody out there that always supported us. Um, a lot of people
absolutely.
have been supportive of us. Um, the wife, of course, Antonia, to Neil, Ken. I mean, it's been a lot of people out there supporting us, and that's just to name a few. Jordan and Donovan, those are our
Mm,
guys. Shout
yes,
out to
sir.
Coach Kevin, Coach Deontay, like these young lions, man. I'm so excited about the future, with just our people in general, but just this next generation, and how they're taking off, man. So we've learned so much in 2023. Had a ton of fun. Made some trips. Met a ton of people, man. That, like, we're starting to branch out even more. And shout out to the Boss Program, Corey and Tammy out there, by embracing the WTF and some of our leadership, and allowing us to pour into their young people and be a part of their organization. So
Absolutely.
there's so many things to be grateful about, man. And that's the order of the day, really. You all, is we can all have something to complain about, and we got plenty. Like, I don't know nobody that can say I ain't got nothing to complain about. Yeah, you do. We can all find something if that's what we're looking for. But you know what? It's time out for that, man. In 2024, it's all going to be about gratitude and moving forward. And me personally, letting go of a lot of things that, hey, Antonia, the queen on the scene, as always, man. She's always showing support and love.
Absolutely.
And we really, truly appreciate you. You never send me your cash app neither, Antonia. So you need to send me that so I can shoot some your way. But yeah, man, I feel like I'm rambling, but 2023 has just been so dope. New books coming, and there's so much new stuff that's coming our way. And We're going to have guests. We're going to have a lot of things going on, you all. I'm not going to spoil it all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and jump in here and say, you know, this is not really gonna be, well, at least from my standpoint. I don't know what you got rolling around that egg head of yours, as you always call it, man. But yeah, just as far as 2023, I know a lot of people tend to say new year, new me, man. But you know, I really do feel like we have, at least, you know, you and I speaking more specifically, we've gotten to a place where we, you know, have taken different paths along the past year and a half, and we've kind of figured out what we're supposed to be doing in life. And I know that that we spoke earlier, and you know, we were kind of talking, and I mentioned that well, you were saying that it kind of feels, you know, weird for people to give you your flowers and your congratulations for doing something that doesn't really feel like work.
Right.
And you know, that's powerful, man, because I made a statement after that basically said, bro, like, you know, we put in so much work over this past 12, 18 months, man, to really get into alignment with our purpose. And this
Yes.
is like that sweet spot that most people have a feeling that they want to get to, or that they need to get to, but they don't really know how to get there. And the fact that you're already there, that I'm already working towards that actively also, man, is powerful. And that speaks to us being in alignment with our purpose. So
Yes.
going into 2024, it's not a new year, new you, just it's the same you, but just find out who you are. All right. Get into alignment with your purpose. Like
Alignment.
don't try and change you every single year. Like, no, that's crazy. You are who you are.
That's
The
right.
The Lord created you who He wanted you to be. You just have to figure out who you are and get in alignment with that person and what your purpose is in life. And then that way you can begin to compound each year on top of itself. Because every year, like, you're not looking to create this new year, new me. Like, you know who you are. So every year you're continuing to go down that track and continue to compound and become the best version of yourself. So you can eventually get into alignment with their purpose, so you can start getting paid for who you are.
Hey, you know what you're saying? You know, I got to bring it down to Coach E terms, because you know you're a little more technical
Oh
than
man.
me. I got to, you know, bring it down to but no, seriously, man, what you're saying is that a lot of people started with us on this journey 18 months ago, and they had their own journeys, and we were all bigging each other up. Antonia, you know what I'm talking about. Dmitri, you definitely know. But there was a lot of people who had great intentions, great hearts, and they gave up. They let go of that drive to their purpose, that passion. They let it go. And that's what we didn't do. That's why we're still here, and the clarity is coming, because we know that it doesn't happen overnight, even though we would love for it to happen overnight. But it wouldn't have even, in my honest opinion, had it happened overnight, ain't no telling where we would be. It may
Yeah.
not be as organically great as it is right now, because we know that everyone that hears the sound of our voice has been impacted. I've watched these teenagers, I've watched adults that's been impacted by the things that we said. those darn quitters. Yeah. And you know what? It's still not too late for them, Antonia. They're going to jump back on in 2024, because you know most people, they wait for the new year and say, I'm going to start over and do. But we stayed the path. We stayed doing these videos when no one was on the video. No one was watching. No one was commenting. No one was supporting. It didn't matter, because we knew that someone was going to hear the sound of our voice and pick up some of these gems, and also share gems with us, because it's not just about us. I tell my students all the time, when I speak, I'm speaking to myself, because I need the help. I need the guidance, just like everyone else. So it's not, oh, I wear a crown and, you know, I'm telling you what to do. No, no, no. I'm looking at when we do these videos, I'm literally looking at me like, you need to listen to this, dude.
Yep.
And so I love you know, how it rolls back towards me. And that's one thing I tell people in 2024, man, that it's the same you. And Jim Rome said this the best. He said, if you want to know the future, he said, I can predict it to you. He said, it's going to be the exact same. And they were like, man, it's going to be the same seasons, the same stories, the same, everything is going to be the same. The difference is you. Mm-hmm. You can't control nothing that's going to happen. Night is going to become day, et cetera, et cetera. That all has happened outside, but everything within you, you can take this same you and focus it, because it's not the fact that you lack anything. We don't lack anything. We have all things are given to us by our Father, by our Creator. We have the whole package. But when we don't focus it, and Dmitri shake his head every time I say this, we get that big D in our life and, and get that discipline and dedication, you can reach your destination. And like, people don't understand that, and they miss it, and they try and they try, and I think I can, and then eventually, man, I'm going back to doing what I need to do, doing this and doing that. And then it's so easy to go back to that comfort zone. But in 2024, we need to become selfish. We need to become self-focused, where it ain't about nobody else. It's not about the economy. It's not about what's going on outside of you. It's all about you. You have the whole package. And once you focus in on that thing and really, really focus on it more and more, and when you first start focusing, it's not going to be automatically great. It's not going to be perfect. You still got to tweak it a little bit, like the camera, and, get a different angle, maybe shine a little light on this angle. And you know how y'all be putting them filters up all the time and, changing a few little, it needs some adjustments. But once you get it there, you get it in alignment. Look, that thing starts rolling, you all, and blessings start coming. And then the Father's like, oh, you ain't give up, huh? After I threw all that junk at you, you still going? Come on, Job. Let me give you something. Let me look out for you there. Look, yeah, boy.
One of my favorite stories, man. Let's go. Yeah.
He held strong. And that's my advice to all the entrepreneurs, all the people who service other people, the parents out there. Don't be so quick to give up on your dreams, on your goals, and lose your ambition, because you're right on the edge. You're right on the cusp of that breakthrough that you need, but you got to keep going. You can't revert. And I know it sounds horrible. Only a dog go back and eat its own vomit. Like, we'll go back. We act like let me go pick up this garbage and start back smoking, start back drinking, stop going to the gym, start back bad eating, because we get frustrated and we give up and we find our comfort zone. That's one of the things I love about 2023, is that I can say in 2024, I'm no longer smoking and doing that drinking and all what I was. And I did that the first, 16 months, maybe 15 months of this journey, and stressing out, trying to figure out. I think some of my hair growing back, Dmitri, man.
Turn back the hands of time, brother.
Hey, but yeah, man, I'm definitely grateful for you all. I see the queen out there. Love you, babe. And even those that fell off, like, if nothing else, then keep on supporting your guys, man. We keeping it moving. We're not giving up. We're going to be here. We're even going to increase everything that we're doing in 2024, because we know the product that we have is good. We've seen the impact that it's had on these teens, on some of the adults. I mean, I've seen the influence that I've had on my mentors, and some of them that have, taken some of the things that I've said and applied it to their lives, and, created events and different things. So the influence is happening. I was just on a call with a brother that works for the LA County government in Los Angeles. And now we're building a partnership there, and building the partnership with the BOSS program and different schools. And it's just so much going on, you all. And here's the thing. It didn't happen when we first struck. It didn't happen the way we wanted it to. We had to hit it again. We had to take a step back, pivot, hit it again, and keep on going. And then eventually it's like, okay, these guys are serious. These guys are consistent. They're showing up no matter what. And here we are today, helping people out. And, you know, we're, again, I don't want to say we're just getting started, but we're about to take this thing up a notch and crank it up in 24 to where you'll see it's
Yeah,
gonna
man,
be dope.
bro.
Promise you
I
that.
mean, in the whole grand scheme of things, we actually are just getting started, man. Because we're really just finding our groove now. If I'm being really transparent, bro, like at first, you know, and that's kind of how the journey is. It starts off broad, right? Like you have this wide top to the funnel, but then as you start to niche
Mm-hmm.
down, which we've been doing, we've been niching down. You know, that funnel gets more narrow, and then you get more focused. That's why we teach our mentees in the WTF Academy. WTF not only means what's the formula, but it also
Yeah.
means winning takes focus or winning through focus. And that's what we have actually been going through on our own personal journey of creating this mentorship, y'all. We start off so broad, trying to cast a wide net, thinking that
Right.
that's the way to go.
Save the world.
No, absolutely not. Like, listen, you have a specialty. We all have different gifts and talents. Don't try and step outside of your lane and, you know, try and do something that you know that you're not called to do just because for the sake of you're trying to get a bigger audience or help more people. Trust me, there is a big enough market for that one
Yes.
specific thing that you do. So if there's any piece of advice that I can give you all, that we can give you all, is don't try and cast a wide net. Niche down and get as specific and granular as possible. And I know
Yes.
that may sound counterintuitive and it may not make sense. Like, so you telling me I could be more successful at what I'm doing by serving a specific type of person? Absolutely. Because whether you realize it or not, if you look back on your YouTube history, I guarantee, like, you look at some very niche and like very peculiar things that you may not think anybody else is interested in. But guess what? You probably watch videos that are interesting just to you or only a certain few people. And I guarantee that video has a lot of views. So there's a lot of people who like the same stuff that you like, you know. So that goes back to, you know, niching down and being specific in who you help. And also, y'all, don't just do it for the money. All right. Money is a byproduct of creating value in the marketplace, right? So your first goal should be to, you know, like we said earlier, figure out who you are, to bring as much value to those specific people in the marketplace as possible. Because you're not going to get paid for the amount of time that you spend, because that's
Nope.
how a 9 to 5 works. You're going to get paid for how much value you bring to the other person, to the people who
Facts.
you're serving.
Yes.
Right. So you want to bring as much value to a few people. If that's all you can serve, just bring as much value to them as possible. Over deliver and do whatever you can to help them get the result that you know that you can get them. Only you can get them. Because even though there's a lot of different people that may do stuff that's similar to you, nobody can do what you do exactly how you do it. And there's somebody out there that's waiting for your voice, your message. And because that's something that I struggled with for a very long time. I'm like, man, people know about finance, people know about crypto, people know about, like, no, like, I no, people don't know what you know. And even if they do, they need you to explain it only how you explain it. Right? Like, it's things that, you know, and I both share common knowledge about. But there is no, I can't touch E's presentation skills with a 10-foot pole, because only he can present it in a way that moves people like that. Like, you know, so I don't dabble in that lane. I stay in my lane and he does what he does. So I'm saying all that to say that, hey, have confidence in yourself. If you
Yeah.
don't know who you are just yet, use 2024 to figure that out. Because once you figure out that clarity within yourself, then, I mean, life becomes fun, because you wake
That's
up like
right.
knowing who you are and knowing what you're going to do for that day, and knowing that you're confident in achieving those goals that you know only you can achieve.
Man, the riches are in the niches. You said it best.
Mm.
Like, we try to save the world, and trust me, I want to save over 1 billion people. You know, so, but I know I can't start, because what we'll do is measure ourselves and say, man, I only got 10 views on this video and I gave $1 million worth of game. But here's the part that we forget. The book Think and Grow Rich, he been dead for a long time. People are just now getting that book.
Mm.
They didn't get it when he was living. He didn't sell as many. He sold more copies after his death than while he was living. So while you think, yeah, I'm not getting the traction that I need right now, keep being consistent, being that drop of water on that block.
Mm-hmm.
Keep being that drop of water. Because as I stated, you all have seen a lot of these influencers, a lot of these people with great energy, and they've fallen off, and you ain't heard from them for months. Keep being that drop. Keep being that drop. Keep being that drop. The algorithm will change for you. Like a lot of things will happen if you keep being that drop. Keep being that drop, because people want to see that. Most of your people are sitting back waiting, watching, saying, "Yeah, they're gonna give up. Yeah, they're gonna fail. I ain't gonna get involved until I make sure that they solid. Until I make sure they, ain't trying to do a get rich quick scheme or something like that." So you got people sitting back waiting to purchase from you, waiting to get your service, because what you're doing is increasing your value. Your value is going up. Your value is going up. That's why the great Jim Rome, I keep mentioning him, he said he never understood how the same people could work the same job and get paid double. He said, how is that even possible? We doing the same job, but you getting twice as what I'm getting paid for the same 40 or for the same amount of effort and time. How is that even possible? Because that person raised their value. How do you raise your value? I want to definitely drop this on you all before we leave out, because we make a lot of statements, but these are actionable things. If you want to increase your market value, start by reading books, listening to audibles, cleaning up your social media to where when you go on there, you see nothing but positive affirmations. You see nothing but positive things. As soon as you see some garbage, you thumb it down and keep it going, and start building up your catalog, start building up your library, and make this a daily habit. Make it a daily habit to wake up listening to some good word, go to sleep listening to some good word, on your way to work, if you're driving, at the gym, because most of us on our way to work driving is cussing somebody out, being stupid, that don't know how to drive, and we doing road rage and as if they can hear us. What would happen if you put in an audible, a YouTube video or whatever of one of these great, man, I heard this statement the other day that blew my mind. It said that the wise learn from the wise. The wise learn from the wise because the wise have made mistakes in order to get wise. So a wise person will learn from the wise, while a fool wants to learn from their own mistakes. Now think about that. That may be cool for some teenagers or some people in their 20s, but I'm tired of making all these mistakes. So I want to learn from the wise. How do you do that? Find out who's doing what you're doing. You ain't doing nothing so unique that ain't somebody doing something similar. And most of them have wrote a book. Most of them have a YouTube channel. Most of them have content out there that'll really help you along your way. And I'm not asking you to be a follower, even though it says follow this, follow that. I'm not saying be a follower in nature. I'm saying be a student, because there's a difference. A student does their research. A student does their homework. A follower is just going to follow whatever they hear. I'm saying do your research, do your homework, and learn from these wise people, from the Les Browns, from the Jim Rohns, from the Zig Ziglars. What's the brother from the Bahamas? I was just
Miles
talking.
Monroe.
Yeah, man, learn from a lot of these great folks that came before us. Oprah Winfrey, for the ladies out there. It's so many out there. All you got to do is search. This thing right here is the best tool you got. It's a weapon that could be turned against you or for you. Now, if you stop becoming the consumer of garbage, then garbage just stop coming out of you. Garbage just stop running through this head of yours, because 90% of the stuff we think about today, we thought about yesterday. And we just go through that cycle. The same old thing, same old thing. We got a little bit of difference. What I'm saying is by us getting into these books, following these YouTube pages, following this page, go out there and follow the WTF Men's Academy YouTube page. We have a ton of content out there, hours and hours upon content. And also you can DM one of us. We can set up a Calendly link and give you some one-on-one consultation free. We're a not-for-profit, so we're not charging the people. We did what we have to do on the back end. But for you all that want some help, let us know. DM us in 2024. Stop suffering in silence. Stop suffering on your own. Independence is the goal of the middle class. We building this thing up, you all. We're becoming wealthy, so we have to start thinking. Well, I'm going to go for a minute on this one, Dmitri, because people want to wait until the championship to feel like a winner. You can feel like, prep yourself to win every single day. You don't have to wait until you get to the destination. You can start feeling that right now. And you don't have to wait. I'm going to wait till the end of the year to check to see what I did. And no. Every single day with your daily habits, prep yourself to start winning, because we win each day. We just don't give ourselves credit for the wins that we get because we're waiting on this big grand championship, this big, huge event. But if you can't, what's that verse, Dmitri? You know, if you can't handle the little, then
it's basically that. Yeah, like you basically can't expect to be able to manage a lot if you can't manage a little.
And the little is the win that you get every single day. It's for you. It's not for anybody else. It's not for likes. It's not for clicks. It's for you to look yourself in the mirror and be like, you did your thing. You did your thing like every single day, and watch what happens. It's just going to increase. Come here, girls. We got to tell them Happy New Year before we go. These are my great nieces. One of them.
Hey. Hey. Hey, how you doing, cutie?
We don't just give the teens. We got the little girls too.
I love it.
Makeup, that stuff all over your face. Down, let me finish.
Oh, Uncle E. Hey, that was well said, my brother. And as we close out, y'all, text us WTF to the number below, 314-970-3918. And everything that we've been talking about circles back around to values. What are your values? 2024, and in order to achieve your wildest dreams, your biggest goals, we must first reverse engineer those goals. Okay, if your goal is to hit a certain amount of money in your bank account, or to get a promotion at your job, or to write a book, or to start a family, to go back to school, whatever it is, to start your own business, you must have certain values that lead you to those goals. And we talk about that in depth with our mentees, and in our curriculum is all laid out along with action items. But as an action item for everybody here on this call and that's watching the replay, identify what your values are, because those drops that E was talking about, those consistent drops of water on that block, those are equivalent to your values. You being consistent and putting in that work every single day at whatever your goal is, those all lead back to your values. And that goes back to what we were talking about earlier on in this live. Figure out who you are, because once you find out who you are, then that'll lead you to your values. And then your values don't change. You know, it's showing up to work on time, giving your 100% effort, even when you don't feel like it. Yes. You know, doing lives every single Wednesday when you're tired and you got a family and a job and everything else. You know, being consistent, showing up for the mentees when, you know, half of them don't want to participate, but you're still showing up because you want to see the results in them. Those are values that lead to the goals that you set out for yourself. So if you don't know what your values are for 2024, let that be your number one objective going into this new year. Figure out your values, write those down, and stick to them all year, and watch how your goals come to you. You're going to start attracting your goals. Like, you're not going to have to work as hard, because that drop is going to keep on dropping until that block gets so weak that it has to break. It has to give in to that consistency. So
Yes.
that's your resolution for the New Year's is them values.
That's right, man. Get focus on you. Stop focusing on what everybody else is doing. Stop focusing on what people have done for, like, you gotta let it go, you all that pain, that hurt, that guilt, leave it in 23. Like, I know some people done hurt y'all. I know some people done did us wrong. And we're holding on to that resentment. Let it go. Because when you let that go, you make room for all this greatness that's waiting on you. All this greatness that's in you. You got it coming. And but you choke it out when you hold resentments, when you hold guilt. I was raised a certain way. I can't believe I was abused as a kid. And all of that may be true. How long we gonna hold on to that? Hold on to the values that he was talking about, the way that we hold on to pain and misery, and watch what happens. Because one, we're holding ourselves down, the other one is pulling us up. So which way you want it to go? Either you're going to pull yourself down or you're going to allow it to pull yourself up, because that pain, that resentment, the misery, the hurt, all of that just anchors us. It holds us back when we're great. We are great. I mean, greatness on display, God. That's what we are. And we don't act that way when we hold on to hurt and pain, and we play the blame game, and we complain about everything that's going on. Like, no, who wants to be around a complainer? And at the same time, when does winning get old? It don't get to who get tired of winning? Who is that? Like, man, even the greatest, we can say Floyd Mayweather, 50-0. He's still doing things to keep winning. Retire from that, move on to something else. But that winning, it doesn't get old, you all. So let's keep focusing on the wins. Raise your value by building up your tool set, and watch how this thing goes. Because again, that drop is going to break that block. And once you have that breakthrough, then you're going to sit back and say, nah, I see why we did what we did. I see why we stayed consistent. Why we had all the opportunities in the world to give up. I mean, boy, we had them by 10-fold, 10x reasons to give up all type of mess, and it was just coming from different angles. And we're like, man, what? But keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. That's my advice for everyone as we move into 2024. 2024 is going to be our greatest year. It's going to be your greatest year. When I say our, I mean all of us. It's going to be our greatest year in 2024. So, hey, keep going. Leave some of that junk in 23. Leave it. Don't bring it with you. Leave some of those old habits in 23. Move forward and watch. We're moving up, you all. So that's all I got for him, Dmitri. Again, Happy New Year, everyone. Thank you for all the support that you've given to the WTF. Thank you, Coach Dmitri, Antonia, the wife out there, everybody that's watching this, watching the replay. We thank you. We thank you. We hope that you continue to watch us, because, again, we're increasing this thing in 2024. We're ramping it up. We're coming with some fresh stuff. We might even change the format of some things. We might hit X or Twitter, and, we might do a lot of different things on TikTok. We're going to branch it out a little bit more and increase the content. And, keep this thing moving, you all, because if we could just help one person with one of these videos, then it's worth it to me. I don't need 100,000. Would I like it? Yeah. But if we could get one that really say, man, and I've gotten these DMs. They told me about Dmitri. I had one of my old friends from back in the day say, man, I don't know who that dude is that be on the calls with you, but he was spitting that knowledge, man. Like, and, hey, these are brothers that's in their 50s. Think about that. You're a millennial. It's people in their 50s that are listening to the words that you're saying about crypto, about finances, about mindset, about just keeping it going. And they're hearing it. And everybody doesn't comment. Everybody doesn't like, and that's okay. We love the fact that many do. But those that don't, it's okay too, because they're watching. And while they may be a little shyer than others, they still hear the sound of our voice, and they still know that we're being sincere with this, because we really want everyone to win on levels that they've never even dreamed of. And if they've dreamed of those levels, we want that thing to come into fruition in 2024. So keep pushing, you all. It's you right on the edge, right on the cusp of doing some major, major things, and increasing the finances, increasing the happiness, the love, the health, like getting in better shape. All of that needs to be our goals for 2024, and let's keep it moving. So that's all I got, Coach Dmitri.
Hey, I'm not gonna even try and come after that. So let's go ahead and take it on out. Everybody, it's been a wonderful, wonderful 365 days speaking with y'all.
Yes.
Listen, we're gonna make it even better 2024 and beyond. But first, we must make sure that our values are intact and we stay consistent. No matter what, it's easier said than done, but it can get done. So on that note, it's been another WTF Live Wednesday, where we all know that WTF stands for what's the formula, but it also stands for our mantra, which is winning takes focus. So focus in on everything that you want to accomplish. Keep your values intact so you can hit your goals from next year going forward. And until next year, next week, I say peace.
Peace, y'all.